What is up guys, Andy Forrester, Dean Runner here. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm giving you guys my first impressions of the Saucony Endorphin Elite. So you certainly stand out from the crowd when you are running in this shoe. Vibrancy levels of this colour through the roof, and might I add, what a run it was this morning. Really excited to share with you how that went, my thoughts on this shoe. This has kind of blown my mind a little bit. Let's get straight into it. As with all first impressions videos, we cover how I tested it, technical overview, and then we'll dive straight in to how I found the shoe on the first run today. Quick disclaimer, this is a pair of shoes that Saucony sent to me for the purpose of review. However, they have no editorial control over the video. I have no idea of my thoughts, and they will not see anything before you guys get to see it here on YouTube. So with that out of the way, we're going to dive straight in to how I tested it. So it was session day today, so I took this thing out for a 15-minute warm-up, got some drills and strides done, and then rolled straight in to a 15-minute tempo, clocking around 5:37 per mile. Had a 2-minute easy jog recovery, then rolled in to some of the faster stuff. I had a 4-minute effort where I think I clocked around 5:22 per mile, and then I had a 90-second effort, and then I had 4 by 90 seconds. All off of 60 seconds, nice easy jog recovery. So as I move into half marathon training, recoveries are getting a bit shorter, and the rep lengths on some of these workouts are getting a bit longer. 15-minute tempo is obviously quite long at the start, but it was great to be able to hold that pace and feel so cruisy. And those reps were really fast, the 90-second ones with low 5-minute miling, I think anywhere between 5:02 per mile and 5:07. So that was really good. And then I finished things off with a 5:34 per mile, 5-minute tempo at the end. And then of course, a 15-minute cool down. So we'll kickstart by saying I went true to size in this shoe, UK size 13. Fits absolutely perfectly, didn't need to size up or down. We're talking about a 40mm to 32mm stack height. That's an 8mm drop, so 40 in the heel, 32 in the forefoot. And in my UK size 13, it comes in at a featherweight, 259 grams or 9.1 ounces. And as always, we'll work away from the heel count and talk about the ankle collar, tongue, lacing upper, midsole and outsole. I made some notes on this one because there's a little bit going on that I just need to remember. We got a combination of a knit and mesh upper going on here, which kind of is, wow, not only is it very, very see-through, very lightweight and breathable, but we got some big old cutouts in it down the sides there. But overall, this ended up being really comfortable, and that spans all the way around to the back here. You can see we have quite the slant back up to the Achilles area, but no issues there because there's no structure, so it doesn't particularly rub on anything. And this big bumper bit of padding, which I thought when I slipped my foot in felt a little bit peculiar, caused no issues whatsoever. Felt really, really nice, comfortable, cushioned at the back there and cradled the foot nicely. And this kind of bit of fabric around the top here, I know it's paper thin, it's a little bit elasticy, and it does hug the ankle nicely, so you do kind of feel like you get a really good fit in. Often with these racing shoes that have very thin uppers around here, you get it can be a bit baggy in the ankle area, can't it? But this kind of clips into your leg, to your ankles, and feels really nice. So I've got to be honest with you, quite impressed with that section. The tongue, the ankle cut, by the way, is absolutely fine, sits under the ankle bone nicely. The tongue is very odd. Just complete, wow, you can't, I've really cinched it down here. The overlay footage will show it, but it's got holes all the way through it. Again, weight saving, I get it, that's fine. It didn't cause any issues. I did worry about the tongue, absolutely no padding whatsoever. So when you do cinch the laces down, I was thinking to myself, is this going to cause any issues? Am I going to get any pressure on the top of the foot? But what I actually found is, as you can see, with a wider foot, I've actually had to pull the laces in quite a lot. And these sections here are basically the majority of the part that sits over the top of the foot, and it was fine. It felt really, really nice. Laces are a little bit stretchy, but not too bad. You guys know my thoughts on laces that are a bit stretchy. Takes 2 or 3 runs to get used to. And in terms of how I felt with the lockdown. It needs work. It did come loose. That was, put it this way, that was tight on my foot, and I just slipped my foot out without undoing the laces at the end, and it was quite loose at the end, so it will need a little bit of refinement, a couple more runs, and I'm sure it will be fine. And I should add that the tongue is held in place. It's gusseted, so left to right, so although there really is nothing to the tongue, it doesn't move around, which is brilliant. We talked about the upper combination of knit and mesh. You can see it is very, very breathable. You can see straight through it. Really comfy upper. They've done a great job with this shoe in terms of that side of it. There's a Power Run PB sock liner in here. I'm not going to try and pull it out because it feels quite well stuck down, but it is lovely and cushioned when you slip your foot in there. And that coupled with the Power Run HG foam, it's their top end foam. They label it their best foam, their most premium performance foam. I get it. It was amazing. I loved it. It was so good. And that runs the full length of the shoe, and there is a carbon plate in here, which is it forked? I don't know if that's the right word. I'll try and remember to put a picture up on screen. It's got sort of like cutouts in the toes to make it feel a little bit more natural. It's kind of halfway between a full-on carbon plate and the energy rods you see from Adidas. It is carbon plate to the end, but there are some cut-ins where the toes sit, so yeah, again, it worked really well. This shoe was a dream. And then the outsole, there's really nothing to it, just some thin rubber. How long that will last, I have no idea. Traction out there was brilliant. Dry roads today, so I just must take that into consideration, but felt really confident cornering, had no issues whatsoever. It's like sandpaper, it's really grippy, and it just worked really well. So yeah, there's a lot going on with this shoe. The one other thing I should mention is this really aggressive speed roll in Saucony's sort of more premium, faster shoes like the Speed, like the Pros, and now this one. We see the speed roll technology, which is that kind of geometry of the shoe that allows you to land and roll through your stride. I love it. So many of you love it as well. They label this the most aggressive speed roll that they've put in a shoe. I would agree. This is one heck of a cut up, and we're going to talk about that shortly. Over the shorter distances, it was great. How it will fare over the longer distances, we'll have to see. But overall, yeah, just a phenomenal setup in this shoe. So let's dive into my first impressions. How did I find the shoe? You probably gathered this is incredible. And the first thing I thought when I finished the workout was I want to race in this shoe. And I was thinking about this whilst I was running. I test racing shoes. I've tested a fefew racing shoes and I love them, and I go, I really should race in those. I really feel like I should race in them because they're a racing shoe. I should give them an outing in a race. I'll go and pick a B race and I'll just take them out there. And I often still find that I end up gravitating towards my Vaporflies. This is the first one where I've gone, I want to go and run a goal race in this shoe. Like, I really want to run a race in this shoe. The tempo portion of my workout this morning was cruisy. It felt easy. It felt good. It felt smooth in the 5:30s. And that's good. I mean, for me, from a personal level and fitness, just starting a half marathon training block, knowing that my fitness is where it is at the moment is pleasing. I am about to go into a week off on holiday, but I don't care. This is a long block. It's all good. And it'd be good to have a little bit of downtime. But overall, it felt amazing. To get the 90-second rep paces down to where I did, that's around 1:15 to 1:16 400-meter pace, which is brilliant. Really happy with that. And just the shoe in general throughout the workout was amazing. So I covered in total 10 miles. Or 10 and a half. The workout was about 6.4, and then the warm-up and cool-down were just over 2 each. So about 10 and a half miles in the shoe, and I had no issues whatsoever. The one standout in this shoe that I have been highlighted to by a few people, they've kind of warned me about it, is this aggressive cut up. I tried to get it out of my mind because I love to just have my own opinions when I test these shoes, but I know a lot of people have said this has caused Achilles and calf issues because it's just so aggressive, put stress on their plantar fascia because their toes are sort of like up, so they're permanently in a stretched situation. I didn't really feel that, if I'm honest with you, but my only reservation is going to be a long run test, and there needs to be one done in this shoe. I will take this for a long run, at least 90 minutes, maybe this weekend, and if I do, I'll make sure I pop it on the FOD Runner Extra channel, so make sure you subscribe to that, and I'll put my thoughts and feedback out for that one then. But overall, I have to say, my mind has been blown slightly. I've not tested a more exciting racing shoe in a very, very long time. I'm more excited about this than the Vaporfly version 3. Now, if you guys remember my history with Saucony, I love Saucony shoes. They're great. They really work for me. I was also blown away with the Pro 3, and I would tell a lot of people, if you enjoy the Vaporfly, the best alternative I've found to the Vaporfly is the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. That's the closest match I've found. Very similar ride, very similar feeling, and I love the Pro 3. I've got over 200 miles in it. It's reduced to training now, but it's still going strong, and it feels really, really good. And Saucony have done it again, for me anyway. They have made a shoe that has made me want to race. Let's just take a step back. Let's get some perspective though. This is just one run. So I'm waxing lyrical about this thing after one run. I'm gonna put 2 or 3 runs in this shoe, a long run, and then probably another workout, and then I will try and race in it. And then let's see where my thoughts are at with it then. Do I get these Achilles, calf, plantar fascia issues that a lot of people talk about? Time will tell. Long run first, another session. Let's get a race in them and let's see how they do. But overall, this foam is magic. This foam is better than a lot of stuff I've tried, and it is right up there. The feeling I get in this shoe is not quite the sink and bounce of the Vaporfly, not quite the propulsiveness of the Adidas, but without the bounce. It's right there in the middle. I still feel a little bit of sink, but my word, you get the bounce. It's near on perfect. I'd love to see this shoe just notch the rocker down a tiny bit so that a lot of people didn't get the issues they did, because I feel like because of that it's got a bit of a tarnish against the shoe, and I might get it, who knows, time will tell. Otherwise, I won't keep going on about it. I am in love. This could be the new racing shoe. I want to race in it, and you will see a race in it this year for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. We'll see. And as I said, make sure you stay tuned to the FOD Runner Extra channel, where I'll try and post more content on this shoe there. And you never know, if I really, really love it and want to give you more updates on it, I'll post some stuff on here too. That's it from me today, guys. Those are my thoughts on the Saucony Endorphin Elite. I'd love to hear if you picked this shoe up. £280. It's a big one. But for me, this could be an investment worth going for. I remember investing in the Vaporfly version 1s thinking, oh my goodness, 240 quid. I better enjoy this shoe. And I did. I've invested in other super shoes and I've regretted it. I appreciate Saucony have sent this to me, but if I was to have invested in this, I wouldn't be disappointed right now. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tested it? Have you tried it? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know how many miles you've got in it. Do you suffer with any of the issues I've talked about? If you have, let me know. I'd love to hear. Or if it's your favorite racing shoe, also let me know in the comments below. That's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. I'll see you on the next one. Until then.